John Trask. I'm with Blockchain Guru, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. Over the last 30 years, I've been working as a consultant or an executive in industry across a number of supply chains. I've executed over 100 supply chain projects, right from strategy for some of the world's largest organizations through process and systems. Applying systems is exciting to me. There's so much we can do in today's world with blockchain, artificial intelligence, and IoT. These technologies are converging, and they're really helping me to work with great companies to apply this great new technology. It's exciting for me, and I know it's exciting for you. And together, we can build your blockchain of the future. Welcome, everybody. I'm here to present our first webinar on supply chain disruption, the convergence of blockchain, IoT, and artificial intelligence. I'm really excited to be presenting on this topic. I've been a lifetime supply chain professional, implementing technology through complex supply chains throughout the world. And now that blockchain, AI, and IoT have impacted this world, I'm really happy to share with you all of the great new developments that have occurred. So today in Module 1, I'm here to talk about what is blockchain. And we're going to talk about it from the perspective of supply chain cycles. For all of you that are in supply chain today, you know that it works in cycles. You know, we have many, many cycles. Specifically, we've broken it down into 4 cycles to talk to you about. So the first one is the customer order cycle. That's where we have EDI and e-commerce and various avenues for getting the order in, processing the order, and providing information regarding the order. Right now at Blockchain Guru, we're working on a project with a customer to help them use these new technologies to improve their estimation of time of arrival or on-time delivery. With millions and millions of transactions in the world, improving on-time delivery and the information around estimated time of arrival becomes much, much easier. Our goal is using artificial intelligence as a predictive tool with machine learning, along with IoT sensors, and carrying that on a platform for blockchain allows us to achieve things that we could never achieve. When I look at the second cycle, it's the replenishment cycle. In the replenishment cycle, we have warehousing, we have distribution, we have forecasting and planning. Artificial intelligence provides great tools in this area. Blockchain allows us to interact and carry IoT devices, and there's so much capability that we can explore in this area. Thirdly, we have the manufacturing cycle, and this includes our quality management areas, it includes manufacturing controls, it includes interaction if you have a lean company through your Kanban cycles with your suppliers. It also can include smart shelving at a retail perspective and full traceability at a serial number for a lot of industries. And then finally, our last cycle that we're going to cover is the procurement to pay cycle. And this is from the creation of a PO, the sourcing and contract management, right through the payment cycle and all of the pieces in between. So I'm excited to talk to you about supply chain cycles and how we are managing supply chain cycles differently with these advanced digital technologies. One of the questions I get asked frequently is blockchain right for my company? And that's a great question for every company to be asking. When you look at technologies have to be there to solve a problem. So identify the problem that you want to solve, and then consider, can I apply some of these new digital technologies like blockchain, artificial intelligence, or IoT devices to help solve that problem? In solving that problem, I look at it from 2 angles. The first angle is I look at blockchain technology on its own, and I specifically look at the value that it can create. Blockchain technology fits in from a perspective of efficiency, traceability, transparency, collaboration, auditability, security, and it creates an immutable record. When I look at these, I want to consider in any possible process or strategy, does implementing blockchain help me build these values? And do these values help solve my problem? I'm going to talk about these values a little more in detail later. But the second thing that I look at is I look at what success factors are there for blockchain. And I ask 6 simple questions. So if I look at the first question, I wonder, do multiple parties share the data? And if multiple parties share the data, blockchain can be a great solution. Quite often, corporations don't like sharing data between them and their suppliers, or they like to limit the security associated with that data. And in blockchain, we have a higher level of control than we typically do with other technologies. The second question is, do multiple parties update the data? Do both you and your customer or you and your vendor update the data? The third question is, are there requirements for verification? Does a government agency or an inspection agency require verification, or do we have to verify this data against another data set? My fourth question is, do intermediaries add complexity? If you're shipping product from Asia to North America, are there intermediaries involved? Does customs get involved? Do you have brokers? Do you have banks? Do you have insurance companies? If you do, blockchain can help you solve some of the challenges that we currently have managing intermediaries. Question number 5 is, are interactions time sensitive? Well, a lot of times interactions are time sensitive, not only from a processing perspective, but secondarily, they can be from a timestamp perspective. I'll give you an example. If you're trading in a commodity and you know that you've made that trade on that commodity at 12 noon on May the 1st, I want to compare the market price for my commodity or my product at 12 noon on May the 1st. Having an accurate timestamp becomes really important in those cases. And then question number 6, are transactions dependent upon one another? So transaction dependency often happens in supply chains. One transaction must occur before another. A purchase order must be created before a receipt. There's simple logic to these workflows, but we need to make sure that the dependencies work and they're effective. So those are the 6 questions. Do multiple parties share the data? Do multiple parties update the data? Do intermediaries add complexity? Are there requirements for verification? Are interactions time sensitive, or are interactions dependent upon one another? For everybody who subscribed, we will send you a quick cheat sheet which actually explains these 6 questions, and you can keep it and use it in your own business to understand or evaluate whether blockchain might be a good fit for you. Another question that I get asked quite frequently is, what is blockchain? Now, I look at blockchain, and it's very similar in many ways to a current database or cloud storage that you might already use. And in some ways, it's very different. So first, blockchain is decentralized, meaning we carry data across many nodes as opposed to one. This creates value in a couple ways. The first way it creates value is it allows us to do something called consensus. And consensus allows us to evaluate a transaction across many nodes within a network, and each node needs to evaluate whether the transaction occurred the way that it was planned. Secondarily, a decentralized network creates value by reducing or increasing the number of failure points. So today, most databases have one failure point, maybe with a backup. In a blockchain, you can have many, and in some cases on public blockchains, you can have hundreds of nodes. So those are some quick areas where it creates value. Some other things that are different about blockchain is it allows us to collaborate. That's probably the most exciting thing to me at Blockchain Guru. When I start working with companies, and I've been working with companies for 25 or 30 years now, trying to help them work with their vendors in designing supply chains involving multiple technologies. And nothing in the past has pulled companies together the way that blockchain does. 2, 3 companies or a consortium are now getting together, and they are redesigning their intercompany processes and carrying those on a blockchain. I've been trying to get companies to do this for years, and now they're finally jumping on board. I attribute that to blockchain and the technology and capabilities that it creates. Some of the other things that blockchain can do for us is it's a great carrier for other data. Blockchain, just like other databases, holds information. And when we hold that information, we hold the information in a block. These blocks can contain a vast amount of information. We also take those blocks and we chain them together. with cryptography. And chaining them together creates the security aspect. What we're doing now at Blockchain Guru is we're actually taking blockchain as a platform and carrying IoT data using the IoT address and registering the transactions off of an IoT address. And then we can take artificial intelligence or its subset, machine learning, and actually do analysis, improving on-time delivery, improving traceability. It's really an exciting world with what blockchain has done for us. Some other things we have is we have auditability and immutable records. Everything that goes into a blockchain is written to the blockchain forever. We have what's called an immutable record. Recording it forever creates value when you have multiple partners. It also creates increased security, meaning hackers probably haven't come in and replaced your data with other data, nor are there multiple versions of a record. How often today in your supply chain do you have a purchase order which says you're ordering product A in a certain volume, and your supplier has a sales order supplying product B with a different quantity? We have mismatches all the time, and that's one of the greatest challenges in supply chain is actually having all of the data line up. Well, if you actually take a data set and you share it across multiple companies, there's only one data set. You can't get it wrong. It's only left up to interpretation at that point. Some of the other things that we can do with blockchain are from a security perspective. I'll throw out a quick term here. It's an SHA-256 hash. It's actually the crypto that ties blockchain together. And it's what creates a lot of the value in blockchain, in protecting information and its ability to actually tie those records together effectively so they can't be replaced. I won't cover that a lot here, but we'll talk about it in future episodes. In the deck, we have another handout, and it's the core principles of blockchain. This has been shared with us by Blockchain Training Alliance. They're one of our partners and one of the top training firms in the world. They actually have great certifications which will help build your skills in applying blockchain to your business. At Blockchain Guru, we're partners with Blockchain Training Alliance, and we deliver their training across Canada in a corporate environment. It's also available online if you're looking for it. Well, I hope that answers a few of your questions about blockchain. Thank you. If you'd like to learn more about blockchain, Blockchain Guru is a proud partner of Blockchain Training Alliance. We offer corporate training programs that Blockchain Training Alliance has developed. We offer them across Canada. One thing that Blockchain Training Alliance has been kind enough to do is they have created a blockchain fundamentals course. And we're offering that blockchain fundamentals course free to any of you. Just take a look at the screen and there's a link taking you to the course. Log in, it's 5 or 6 hours of training, and it'll teach you the fundamentals of blockchain and how you might apply it to your business. If you're looking for further information or further training, reach out to us at Blockchain Guru and we can help you with that. Thank you.